Henry II's reforms. Henry II of England, 1154 to 1189, stands as one of the most innovative and influential monarchs in medieval European history. His reign marked a paradigm shift in the consolidation of royal power and the establishment of legal and administrative frameworks that profoundly shaped subsequent governance. This analysis explores Henry II's reforms in law, administration, and military organization, alongside his skillful dispute resolution and consolidation of authority, emphasizing his enduring legacy in shaping the English state. Legal reforms. Henry II's reign marked the genesis of a unified legal tradition in England, which significantly influenced the evolution of common law. His judicial reforms, epitomized by the Assize of Clarendon and the Assize of Northampton, were foundational in institutionalizing a centralized and consistent legal framework. The Assize of Clarendon, 1166, and the Assize of Northampton, 1176. The Assize of Clarendon, promulgated in 1166, was a landmark legislative act designed to strengthen the Crown's authority over justice. This measure mandated local juries of presentment to identify and accuse individuals suspected of serious crimes, thus standardizing a process that curtailed arbitrary local practices. These juries, composed of reputable men from the community, were charged with presenting suspected criminals based on communal knowledge rather than personal vendettas. A decade later, the Assize of Northampton, 1176, expanded and refined the principles of the Assize of Clarendon. This legislation prescribed stricter penalties for crimes and enhanced the use of itinerant justices who traveled circuits to enforce royal authority. These justices, empowered to oversee local courts, ensured that judicial practices adhered to standardized royal procedures, significantly diminishing the autonomy of local lords in dispensing justice. The reforms collectively established a robust legal framework that prioritized fairness and uniformity, reinforcing the authority of the Crown. The institutionalization of jury trials. Under Henry II, jury trials became a cornerstone of the English judicial system. Moving away from archaic methods such as trial by ordeal and combat, Henry's reforms introduced evidence-based trials where impartial juries determined guilt or innocence. The jurors, drawn from the local community, were tasked with evaluating testimony and evidence. This innovation represented a significant step toward rational and equitable adjudication. The system's emphasis on collective judgment and empirical evidence laid the groundwork for the modern principle of rule of law, where legal decisions are determined through standardized procedures rather than arbitrary decrees. Jury trials also reduced the influence of feudal lords, transferring judicial power to the Crown and reinforcing the centralization of authority. The evolution of common law. Henry II's legal reforms coalesced into the creation of common law, a unified system of legal principles applicable across England. By standardizing legal procedures and emphasizing judicial precedents, Henry ensured that similar cases were treated uniformly. This principle of stare decisis, adherence to precedent, fostered consistency and predictability, which became hallmarks of common law. The centralization of legal authority under common law also facilitated greater integration of the diverse regions within Henry's Angevin Empire. A uniform legal system mitigated regional disparities and conflicts, fostering cohesion and loyalty to the Crown. The enduring influence of common law extends beyond England, shaping legal systems in former British colonies and embedding principles of equity and justice in modern jurisprudence. Administrative reforms. Henry II's administrative reforms were instrumental in enhancing the efficiency of governance and consolidating royal authority. His innovations in taxation, financial management, and bureaucratic organization fortified the infrastructure of the English state. Innovations in taxation. Henry II revolutionized the fiscal landscape through the introduction of scutage, a monetary payment that vassals could make in lieu of providing military service. This measure allowed the crown to bypass traditional feudal levies, enabling Henry to finance professional armies directly under royal control. Scutage not only increased the crown's financial autonomy but also signaled the monetization of feudal obligations, a critical step toward modern state building. Henry also implemented comprehensive surveys, such as the Cartae Baronum, to assess landholdings and feudal dues. These records provided the crown with detailed knowledge of baronial wealth and obligations, ensuring more accurate taxation and reducing opportunities for evasion. By strengthening fiscal oversight, Henry diminished the power of feudal intermediaries, centralizing revenue collection and augmenting royal authority. Strengthening financial accountability. The Exchequer, England's central financial institution, underwent significant restructuring under Henry II. Regular audits, conducted through viewing the rolls, enforced accountability among sheriffs and other royal officials tasked with revenue collection. This meticulous oversight reduced corruption and inefficiency, bolstering the crown's financial stability. The professionalization of the Exchequer marked a turning point in state administration. By instituting transparent financial practices and fostering a culture of accountability, Henry II laid the foundation for a bureaucratic apparatus capable of supporting the expanding demands of governance. This system provided the crown with the resources to implement ambitious policies and maintain stability across the Angevin Empire. Centralization of governance. Henry II's administrative reforms extended beyond financial management to the broader organization of governance. He established a centralized bureaucracy staffed by educated clerks and officials loyal to the crown. This professionalization reduced the influence of regional magnates and ensured more consistent implementation of royal policies. The use of royal writs, standardized documents communicating the king's commands, further streamlined governance. These writs eliminated ambiguities in royal directives and facilitated efficient communication between the crown and local administrators. The centralization of administrative authority not only enhanced governance but also reinforced the monarchy's legitimacy as the ultimate arbiter of law and policy. Military organization. Henry II's military reforms were integral to the consolidation of royal authority and the stabilization of his vast territories. By restructuring feudal obligations and investing in professional armies, he reduced reliance on baronial forces and fortified the crown's military capacity. Scutage and professional armies. The introduction of scutage exemplified Henry's pragmatic approach to military organization. By allowing vassals to pay a fee instead of providing knights, Henry generated revenue to hire professional soldiers directly loyal to the crown. This shift diminished the military power of feudal lords and enabled the king to maintain a standing army capable of responding swiftly to threats. Professional armies offered several advantages over traditional feudal levies, including greater reliability and extended service periods. This capability was crucial for defending the extensive Angevin territories, which spanned England, Normandy, Anjou, and Aquitaine. Scutage thus represented a pivotal step toward modernizing military structures and consolidating royal authority. Castle control and defense. Henry II also implemented reforms to fortifications, asserting royal control over the construction and maintenance of castles. By restricting baronial fortification efforts and dismantling unauthorized strongholds, Henry curtailed the potential for rebellion and fortified his own defensive infrastructure. Investments in royal castles symbolized the king's dominance and provided strategic military advantages. These strongholds served as administrative centers and defensive bulwarks, deterring internal dissent and projecting the crown's authority across the realm. Resolving disputes and consolidating authority. Henry II's reign was characterized by his adept resolution of conflicts and his unwavering commitment to consolidating royal authority. His ability to navigate complex political and ecclesiastical disputes underscored his strategic acumen and reinforced the monarchy's supremacy. Thanks for listening. Like, comment, and subscribe to Medieval Chronicles 1066 for more explorations in medieval history. Stay curious.